Welcome back to the scorecard, the boxing scorecard, where I ask people to bring your scorecard and an explanation, not just simply your opinion. A couple of minutes ago, just finished watching a good heavyweight match. Well, thought it was going to be a little bit more exciting, but nice heavyweight match between Philip Hrgovic and Joyce. Starting with Philip Hrgovic, coming in with a record of 18 wins, 14 knockouts, with one draw and one knockout loss. From Croatia, very good technical boxer, very good technical boxer. And then Joyce, who came in with a record of, where is it here? Coming in, Joyce coming in with a record of 16 wins with 15 knockouts and 4 losses, 2 of them by knockout. Joyce is from the UK. Both of these guys are looking to get back into heavyweight contention. They both just came off some tough losses, but you can always come back from a tough loss as long as you stay focused. So let's get into the scorecard. Well, actually, sorry. Let's get what the judges had it first. So the judges had Hrgovic winning by a scorecard of, hold on one second here. So yeah, the judges had a scorecard of, one judge had it 98-92, one judge had it 97-93, and another judge had it 96-95. The fans that scored it 98-92. I personally scored it a draw, 95-95. And I'll get into my scorecard right now. So starting in the first round, as I got the fight highlights playing in the background here. Starting in the first round, Hrgovic, who I said was the slightly better boxer. The first round was like the battle of the jabs. Both of them came out with some very good jabs. The difference was Hrgovic landed a few more crosses in there too. So that's what I gave Hrgovic that first round for. Second round, I marked it as a close round. And actually, I should say that before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 rounds that I marked as close rounds, which means it could have went either way, right? So again, sometimes when there's a wide scorecard at the end, it doesn't really explain that was the whole fight, right? There could have been a lot of close rounds, but a lot of those close rounds could have just been given to that one person. What up? What up? What up? Second round, I gave to Joyce. Similar to the first round, but Hrgovic just landed a little bit more. Hrgovic just landed a little bit more. What up to the people in the chat? What up? What up? Anybody watch the fight? Anybody score it? If not, just watch and get some boxing education. The third round, second, third, and fourth round, I marked as close rounds, man. We're in the third round right now. Third round, I gave it to Joyce from pressure and punches. You know, just because someone is aggressive doesn't mean that they're winning the fight just because they're aggressive. But Joyce was being aggressive, and he was landing some good punches. Hrgovic was landing some solid punches too, but it wasn't much as Joyce. So even though it was a close round, I gave it to Joyce. Round number 4, third round in a row that I marked it as a close round. The fourth round was just like the third one, with the pressure and punches from Joyce. Not clean punches, but you know, Joyce didn't land any punches that made Hrgovic made his head snap back, but they were landing from different angles. That's what I mean about kind of winning ugly. Round number 5, I also gave to Joyce. My specific notes for round number 5 was winning, but winning ugly for Joyce. Because again, Hrgovic, I said from the beginning of the thing, he is the slightly better boxer, just technical wise. The way he throws his punches, you know, he doesn't look as sloppy. He just looks more sharper when speaking about Hrgovic when he's throwing his punches. But just because you're throwing cleaner doesn't mean you're winning. And Joyce was winning, but he was winning ugly. Sometimes, you know, he didn't keep his balance all the time. He'd kind of fall over sometimes, but still just swinging away with those big, long, heavyweight clubs, arms of his. Round number 6. I didn't write any notes down for round number 6, but I gave it to Joyce. Yeah, I gave it to Joyce again. It's probably the same thing, just winning, but winning ugly. Nate, what up? What up? Yes, you can sub. Everybody, please, if you haven't done it yet, press the like button. Helps with the show get more visibility. And yeah, subscribe too. Round number 7. Round number 7, I marked it as a close round. Again, Joyce not landing anything. There wasn't anything specific that Joyce was doing that you can say, yeah, make sure you keep doing that to help win the fight. He was just throwing whatever was open. He was just throwing it from different angles, not with proper form. Most of the time, he was kind of falling over. But again, he said, "Don't say my name," but your name is in the thing right there. Round number 7. So yeah, round number 7 gave it to even though Joyce was still winning ugly in the earlier rounds. This round number 7, I gave to Hrgovic for his cleanness. Round number 8, I gave to Hrgovic, and I marked number 8 as a close round. Number 7 and 8 were close rounds. The way that Hrgovic stole that 8th round was by stealing the round in the last 10 seconds. For those of you that don't know, when someone says, a boxer stole the round, it just means they kind of, sometimes boxers, like if it's a close round back and forth, they'll wait until you hear that last 10 seconds mark when one of the officials hits that piece of wood to let you know that there's 10 seconds left. That's when some fighters will turn it up to try to make the difference in the round. Now, with that being said, I said the word steal the round, but that's not really the proper term, because speaking to an actual official, an actual real official said to me, when they're judging fights, and this might not be for every single judge and official, but this is a high-ranking official that told me this. As far as winning the round, going to the end of the round, if it's a close round and like I said, if it's back and forth and it's hard to tell who won the round, the judges are looking to see who finishes strong in that round. Like, that's what they look for. So it's not necessarily stealing the round. It's just making sure that making it clear to the judges that you were the winner if it's back and forth close, right? Round number 9, marked it for Hrgovic. And that was a clear round for Hrgovic, that round. The clean punches that he was doing earlier, he was doing more of it and not getting hit as much, or basically almost not at all in that 9th round. He looked very good. That was Hrgovic's best round. And then round number 10, the 10th and final round. That's how you know these guys are on the comeback, because they're fighting 10 round matches. Usually veterans don't fight 10 rounds unless you're on a comeback, which these guys are. Round number 10, final round, I gave it to Joyce. Now, and the reason why I gave it to Joyce is because, again, I marked it as a close round, but Hrgovic was chilling on the ropes too much. If it's if you're clearly winning the fight, which I say you shouldn't really judge your own fights. You should always, fight smart and fight strong to make it clear. But, there's some cases where it's clear that you're winning. If it's one of those cases, then you can kind of chill against the ropes and go on defense for a little bit and still land some shots there. But if it's a situation where it's back and forth, like I said, man, you can't just assume that you're winning and then fight in a style just telling yourself, like, I'm already winning, so I could just relax right now. That's one of the worst things that you can do. Ask Oscar De La Hoya when he fought Felix Trinidad. And then he says, I do baseball and I'm number 27 and I'm 7 years old. Oh, I got some young watchers, some young boxing watchers on Cedric Sports Training YouTube page. Got all generations, the young ones and the old ones too. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. So that was the match right there. Now what is the future for both fighters? Let's pull up the heavyweight rankings here. Let me pull up these heavyweight rankings and see what we got. So there's lots of guys. We don't know. Alexander Usyk is the #1 top guy. He's the top shata, the #1 guy in the division by clear. Daniel Dubois is supposed to be fighting soon. He was supposed to fight Joseph Parker a couple of weeks ago, but one of them got injured and didn't come through. So what happens between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker is going to be interesting to see who takes the crown. Everyone is in the sweepstakes for Alexander Usyk. But specifically for these two guys, who could be next for Hrgovic or Joe Joyce if he wants to continue his career? How about Deontay Wilder? The reason why I bring up Wilder's name is because he's a name that, you know, most boxing people know, so it's going to draw attention. And Wilder didn't look as good in his last couple of matches actually. But he is a good name, and he did say something about wanting to make a comeback, another run at the heavyweight championship. So I think this would be a great situation for Hrgovic, who won the match, to take on Deontay Wilder in America too, to help raise Hrgovic's stock. Because that's the one thing about some of these fighters that fight outside the country. You know, if you're not fighting in America, like you don't really get as big of a name as you would in the UK. Don't get me wrong. With that being said, across the pond in the UK, boxing and soccer are very big. So if you're a boxer in the UK, you're a big star. But if you want to be a global star in the world of boxing, you got to come over. You got to come over to North America and make a name over here. So Hrgovic versus Wilder is what I'm suggesting for the next match. What else we got? We have Anthony Joshua, of course, is still in the mix. How about Anthony Joshua versus Zhilei Zhang? That would be interesting. Fabio Wardley and what's his name are fighting soon. I just saw the face-off. Jarrell Miller and Fabio Wardley are fighting soon. I believe in. Let me look that up. Anyways, they are both fighting soon. June 7th, 2025 is that match with Jarrell Miller and Fabio Wardley. So make sure you pay attention to that one. So the heavyweight division, lots of movement. The one thing I'm looking at these heavyweight rankings right now. This is some random website, and they got Deontay Wilder all the way at 25. That is disrespectful. Or 24. That is disrespectful, man. You got guys like Kubrat Pulev and Moses Itoma and Justice Huni. I never even heard of these guys. How you have these guys ranked in front of Deontay Wilder, man? I can understand, okay, yeah, Frank Sanchez, Michael Hunter, Derek Chisora. Are you serious? Anyways, I'm hoping this is not the actual rankings. Actually, I think it is, because they have Usyk at the top here. Anyways, I don't think Deontay Wilder should be in the 20s as far as heavyweight rankings, because he still has that one-hitter quitter. So yeah, all right, man, there you have it. Just a quick one today, a quick scorecard. I might there's some more fights later on tonight, this evening on ESPN. Richard Torres, another heavyweight on the come up. A little white Mike Tyson. He's like 5'7" or 8", but he's a heavyweight and he bangs. So gonna be interesting to follow his career. So I'll be back later on for another live scorecard, probably around 11:30, something like that. All right, once again, if you haven't done it yet, do me a favor, please press the like button and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, peace.